afternoon, good evening. Hopefully you guys are all doing amazing. Today I decided to jump into the deep end of YouTube and see about blogging, especially since I have something interesting to talk about, so I figured I might as well take advantage of that and use this as a learning experience for both YouTube and kind of life. Quickly, I'd like to address that I have hundreds of screenshots from all of this in process. If I was a little bit quicker on my feet though, I would also have an OBS local recording as I was doing all of this. So if you find yourself in a similar situation and you're able to do something like that, I definitely recommend it for more proof. I won't be posting any of that in this video though, as it's too much of a pain in the ass to blur out all of that sensitive information, and to be honest, I'd kind of prefer this left as is and not have a bunch of people run around and poke the bear being the person who did all of this originally. Kind of just like to be done with it. Alright, so during Saturday's stream on the 19th, I believe, I was maliciously, which might be an understatement, hacked. As many of you guys saw, it all started with my BattleNet going down. Why that was targeted and targeted that early, I really don't have an idea, but that's just kind of what happened. So I ended up ending my stream fairly early, which always sucks. Not knowing anything too crazy was going on, and I went ahead and tried to unlock the BattleNet account. And that's kind of when it all began. Once I logged into my iCloud email address, I saw all kinds of hell had broken loose. From here, or there rather, I could see that the login information from 3 of my Gmail accounts and even some of my iCloud account was all changed. Luckily though, iCloud is a bitch when it comes to changing sensitive information, so he wasn't able to easily change my password, though he did change my security questions, which made it impossible for me to change the password. However though, iCloud was the key to my success more than anything else. This email received 90% of the notifications, which allowed me to keep up and follow behind him cleaning up the mess that he left behind. Basically, I used the 3 Gmail accounts and used the links that Google sends asking if you made these changes, and said no, and proceeded to change the login information and everything else I could get my hands on, including double authenticating all of those and everything else going forward to make sure that he could not get back into them. In my iCloud though, I did keep a fairly organized folder system for all of my emails, accounts and stuff like that. Not usernames and passwords, but just the accounts that I had. And he was able to use that to kind of find out which services I used and the base email to try to figure out how to log into all of those. And he then used all of that to proceed to run a fuck train through everything I owned, messing with everything from the 3 Gmails to the iCloud account to my PayPal, Facebook, Twitter, which got absolutely destroyed, all the way to re-enabling an old Ventrilo server, which I had shut down. What the fuck? My Twitter had everyone I was following unfollowed and half my tweets deleted, which is really shitty, before I got that back. And then he also posted some miscellaneous tweets, which were not all that fun to, to think about at the time. My PayPal had its financial information publicly tweeted and retweeted to 60k plus people. My login and such was very, very, very public. Luckily, I was able to log in very quickly though, once I had seen that he had logged in on my PayPal prior to the tweet going up, and changed the password so that when the people flocked to my PayPal, they ended up actually locking it out, which was fine by me, as I just spent an hour on the phone in the morning fixing that. My PayPal also had money requests from all around the world, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, so I had to cancel all of that, but that was pretty smart of him to not actually take the money out himself, but rather have completely random people just send in money requests, which he was, I assume, going to accept and send away all of my money. Luckily though, we got that locked and canceled before he was able to do any of that. Everything else compared to those two was fairly boring and easily fixed, but still a pain in the ass nonetheless. This whole time though, I found a bit of humor, just a little bit, and the way that I was able to follow him around and just fix everything. He even began deleting the emails as they came through so I wouldn't see, but he never removed them from the trash bin. Whereas I was doing both of these with any changes I made, so he had no clue which accounts I was double backing on. So I thought that was pretty amusing. This whole thing, though, was without a doubt one of the most stressful things I've ever had to go through. I sat there for about 8 hours freaking out about how badly this guy wanted to fuck with me and my life. I wasn't sure how much of it he was going to share publicly and what he was going to show publicly, from intimate posts, messages, pictures, login information, what have you. Luckily, that didn't seem to be his goal, other than a little bit of financial information. Emily, or more affectionately known PJs, also deserves a huge shout out. She stayed up with me despite being insanely tired to clean up this entire mess. And without her, I'm not sure that I would have been able to do it in a reasonable manner. Basically, what I'm trying to say, though, is to double authenticate everything you own. I had what I believed to be a very random and difficult password, but that didn't matter. You need to have everything double authenticated at the very least. You can do this with virtually everything you own these days, from your emails to your Twitch to your Twitter. So yeah, lock that shit down. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace out, and yeah, take it easy, team.